difflib helpers for computing deltas, difflib methods, sequence matcher examples. This example compares two strings considering blanks to be chunk. S is equal to lambda sequencer matching examples. You have to import difflib from difflib, import everything, and here print s. Difflib sequencer may object this. Ratio, return a float in 0 1 measuring the similarity of sequences. As a rule of thumb, a ratio value over 0.6 means the sequences are close matches. Print round s dot ratio 3. Ratio 3 0.8666. If you are only interested in where the sequences match, get matching blocks is handy. For blocks, block in s dot get matching blocks, print block. For block a percentage d and b percentage d match for percentage d elements block. Run a0 and b0, a0 to b0, correct, then and b0 match for 8 elements 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then a8 to b17, 8 to b17, 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 17 21 17 18 18 19 20 21 22 23 21 elements. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21. ओके, फिर A29 B38 मैच for 0 correct. Note that the last tuple returned by get matching blocks is always a dummy, length A, length B, 0, and this is the only case in which the last tuple element, the number of elements matched, is 0. If you want to know how to change this first sequence into the second, use get opcodes. For opcodes, get opcodes equal a8 0 to 8 is 0 to 8, insert this equal this. See also the get close matches function in this module, which shows how simple code building on sequence matcher can be used to do useful work. Simple version control recipe for a small application built with sequence matcher. Differ objects. Note that differ generated deltas make no claim to be minimal diffs. To the contrary, minimal diffs are often counterintuitive because they sync up anywhere possible. Sometimes accidental matches 100 edges apart. Restricting sync points to continuous matches preserves some notion of locality at the occasional cost of producing a longer diff. The differ class has this constructor, class difflib, dot differ line chunk is equal to none care chunk गया क्या अदल पर care chunk is equal to none. Optional keyword parameters line chunk and care chunk are for filter functions or none. Line chunk, a function that accepts a single string argument and returns true if the string is junk. The default is none, meaning that no line is considered junk. Care chunk, a function that accepts a single character argument, a string of length 1, and returns true if the character is junk. The default is none, meaning that no character is considered junk. These junk filtering functions speed up matching to find differences and do not cause any differing lines or characters to be ignored. Read the description of the find longest match methods is junk parameter for an explanation. Differ objects are used deltas generated via a single method. Compare AB. Compare two sequences of lines and generate the delta, a sequence of lines. Each sequence must contain individual single line strings ending with new line. Such sequences can be obtained from the readLines method for file-like objects. The delta generated also consists of new line terminated strings ready to be printed as is via writeLines method of a file-like object. Differ example. This example compares two texts. First, we set up the text sequences of its individual single line strings ending with new lines. Such sequences can also be obtained from the readLines method for file-like objects. Text 1. Differ examples. Print text 4. Print text 2. Next, we instantiate a differ object. D is equal to D. From difflib import star. Note that when instantiating a differ object, we may pass functions to filter out line and character chunk. See the differ constructor for details. Finally, we compare the two. Result is equal to d dot compare text 1 text 2 and print from pprint import pprint and print result. Run. As a single multi-line string, it looks like this. Import sets print result. Print. Beautiful is better than ugly. Explicit is better than this. Simpler is 3. Simple is better than complex. Complex is better than complicated. Complicated. Okay. a command line interface to difflib. This example shows how to use difflib to create a diff-like utility. So let's copy the command. CLI interface to diff. Sys OS difflib app ars argparse from date time import date time time zone diff file m time path d t is equal to date time dot from time instamp os dot start state path dot st underscore m time zone dot utc return t dot as time zone dot is iso format diff main parser is equal to argparse dot argument parser dot add argument minus c action store to default false help produce a context from def default parser dot add argument minus u action store true default is equal to false help produces a unified format diff parser dot add argument minus m action store true so help is equal to produce html side by side parser. Let's read in here. XML side by password dot add argument minus an action store time default is produce an ND format password dot add argument minus L minus lines type integer default is equal to 3 help set number of context lines parser dot add argument from file parser dot add argument to file options is equal to parser dot parse underscore rs n is equal to options dot lines from file is equal to options dot from file to file is equal to options dot to file from date is equal to file m type from file to date is equal to file m type with open from file as ff from lines is equal to ff dot read lines with open to file as tf two lines is equal to tf dot read lines if options dot u difflib dot unified diff from lines to lines from file to file from date to date n is equal to n so diff is equal to difflib dot and diff from lines to lines options is equal to m difflib dot html diff dot make file from files to files from file to file context options dot c number else diff is equal to diff line of context diff from lines to file two lines from file to file from date to date n is equal to n system dot std out write lines define and diff example. This example shows how to use let's write terminal python 3 my directory diff libs cli reference to diff then minus n from file is equal to apple.py to file is equal to destination.py then minus n is equal to 3 CLI interface to this minus so minus should be used like this. So minus n 3 like this. Unrecognized arguments. How? Unrecognized argument test.py. a.txt. b.txt. From file is equal to file. Hmm. What is the mistake here? Okay. And if example. This is example shows how to use difflib.ndif and diff minus q file 1 file 2. Print a human friendly file difference report to stdout. Both inter and intra-line differences are noted in the second from recreate file minus file 1 minus r1 file 2 minus r2 on stdout. In the form minus q quite is not specified that output are here file 1 file 2. Each remaining lines begins with a two-letter code minus plus line common to both files. Line not present in either input file. Lines beginning with a question mark attempt to guide the eye to the line differences and were not present in either input file. These lines can be confusing if the source files contain tab characters. The first file can be recovered by retaining only lines that begin with blank empty string and hyphen empty string and deleting those two character prefixes used and diff with minus r1. The second file can be recovered similarly but by retaining the blank and plus empty character lines. Use difference with minus r2 or on Unix. The second file can be recovered by piping the output through seed minus n this underscore version is equal to 170 import difflib. CLI interface using and diff version this difflib and diffl message out is equal to system.stdr dot write out message, new line, out underscore underscore doc, return 0. Open a file and return the file object grep and return 0 if it couldn't be opened. Diff f open f name, try return open f name, accept IO error as detail, return fail, couldn't open f name str detail. Open two files and spray the diff to std out, return false if a problem. Diff f compare f file 1 file 2, f1 is equal to f open f1, f2 is equal to f1 f2, if not f1 or not f2, return 0. A is equal to f1 dot read lines, f1 dot close, b is equal to f2 dot read lines, f2 dot close. For line in difflib dot and diff ab, print line and is equal to this, return 1. Crack args system dot arg 1 dot is normal and compare, return false if problem. Diff main args import get opt, try opt args, get opt dot get opt args qr colon, accept opt error as detail fail. Noise is equal to 1, q scene is equal to r scene is equal to 0. For opt value in ops, if opt is equal to minus q, q scene is equal to 1, noise is equal to 0. Else if opt is equal to minus r 1, which file is equal to val. If q scene and r scene return fail, can't specify both minus q and r. If r scene, if args return fail, no args are allowed with minus r option. If which file in 1 2, restore which file return 1. Return fail, minus r value must be 1 or 2. If len arguments exclamation sign is not equal to 2, return fail, need two file arguments, f file f1 name, f2 name is equal to r. If noisy, print minus f1 f, return f compare f1 name f2 name. Read and diff output from std in and print file 1 is equal which is equal to 1 or file 2 which is equal to 2 to std. Restore which, restore difflib dot restore system dot std in read lines which system dot std out read lines restore.